and ask Maria to take it over from here. Maria is our representative from the Accounting Aid Society, and we are just thrilled to have her here. Thanks, Maria.
Thank you, Emily, for the presentation. What I see is that we have a really great experience with Oakland Thrive, and we know that they are offering a really nice services for all the business owners. Yes, thank you, everybody, for coming today, and everyone. And thank you, Emily and Carolina, for Oakland Thrive to invite me to this special presentation. Well, as I said, as we said before, what we are going to do is just to start to talk a little bit more about how can you be prepared for your small business taxes. What are the steps that you can take right now, and what can you do to be sure that everything is going to be together and ready for the presentation of your tax return and everything for your tax preparer or accountant. Okay, now what I'm going to do is just to open my, share my presentation. Let me know if you can see. If you can see my screen. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, what we are going to start is just to, I'm from the Accounting Aid Society, and Maria Mendez, and this is how to prepare your small business for taxes. And it's a little bit about me. I'm a senior small business accountant here in the Accounting Aid Society, and that's the small business part is the Academy. We call them Accounting Aid Academy, and we are very happy to be here. We support small business owners with all financial management tools for them, education, understanding of all that is related to your tax compliance, with all the how to get systems in place to get all your information together, and many other things that we can support you. By now, here I am. I do have some years here working for the Accounting Aid Society, and I am a role agent. I have expertise in IRS. It's a certification from the IRS about taxes, and I'm very happy to be here to share a little bit with you. I understand that these kind of concepts are very challenging for most of the business owners. Taxes and accountings are very difficult roles that are not easy to understand, but you are here as a business owners, and your part is to get a little bit more education, try to understand. You are not going to be an expert, but you can be very well understanding what more you need to do to get things in order for your business in the all tax concepts and accounting concepts. Well, now let's start to see what we are going to cover today. Well, these are going to be some kind of preparation tips that I'm going to give you to provide what are the entity types and what kind of forms you will have to file with your business, some of the tax obligations, the main tax obligations, and some extra strategies to reduce the taxes for your business. Some of those are going to apply for December before you close your books, and another ones are going to apply for right now from January to April 15. Well, from that, what we are going to do is just to continue with this presentation. And right now, just starting with this information that is very important for you. These are some of the preparation tips that we actually have to go through. What you can do before you actually start to go to the tax place, to your accountant, to your tax preparer. What can you do? This is going to be very important for your business, that you have all the information together. Well, what we request all the time is that please bring your prior year tax return. Why is important for you to bring it? Because they made some changes from one year to the other one. And then we want to analyze, we always want to analyze what happened with the previous years and what are the changes that are bringing to this new year in your tax return. It's even more important if you are changing from one accountant or tax preparer to the other one, to a new one. We always want to verify what is going on in the past. And sometimes we can make some observations. Well, first, you have to get your prior tax return. And for all of those who already have an accounting systems or are working with more information that have all your information, your numbers together, you are going to be able to have a balance sheet and an income statement. Well, if you don't have already an accounting software or accounting system, you will be missing that kind of information. But we are going to ask for more information that can help us to identify some important information before we start your tax returns. Oh, your accountant. The income statement, usually if you have a software, you are going to have that. Sometimes the income statement is called profit and loss. And I know that sometimes you are confused because you said, I only have my profit and loss. What is that other income statement? Well, those two are the same documents, income statement or profit and loss. And usually if you have a tax return with a Schedule C, your Schedule C is going to show your profit and loss statement. That is part of that is exactly your income statement for the business. Well, if you are getting many different places where you are collecting your information, it's going to be important for you to have everything completed and up to date to the end of the year. I understand that right now is until January. We are in the getting the last day of January today, but we still in time to get everything from the last year that we were doing, getting in our system, getting our information, starting to gather all the documents that we may be missing and try to remember. Inventory information. If you have, if you are handling inventory, it's going to be a very important piece of your information to get together. You need to start to find out if you have a capital purchase, if you were getting some equipment, if you were just getting a new building, if you have a car, a vehicle who was actually getting on the business name or that you are utilizing for the business, it's going to be important for you to get that kind of information together. When did you get that purchase? When do you start to utilize that vehicle, that equipment, that different kind of asset in your business? We need a date on when you start, when you purchase, and when you start to utilize that kind of equipment for the business. Just remember, if you have some assets and you are trading and selling assets from your business, that's going to be one of the most important documents for us. If you have a basis for your business, how much you are investing in your business and how is moving your capital, your personal account, please get your information together. Try to remember when was the last time that you put your own money inside of your business, because sometimes we have to add a little bit of money to our business to continue running our business when there is some kind of dry time for the sales of the business. Well, now if you have different kind of banks or financial institutions, just go and find it out. Exactly. Sometimes we believe that we don't need to report our credit cards that we are utilizing for the business, but we have many information there for the business. Just try to collect everything together. Where was the last time that I was making these expenses that were not from my bank account from the business? Okay. Now, beside that, gather all other personal documents that you may have. Just remember that if you are filing in a Schedule C, that is going to be for the sole proprietor, all many other documents we need to have together for our income tax preparation. Yes, this is for business, but also we will have to collect everything for our personal information for that tax return. All W-2s, all 1099s that we receive, that can be for the business. Another 1099s that we may receive for retirement. Do we have another kind of service that we are offering and there is not totally related with the main business, but we still getting that kind of income coming from another place? Now, are you renting your house? Do you have any other kind of property that you will have to report as income and expenses? Just remember that is going to be part of your overall personal income tax return, but it is important for you to start to collect everything from there. And something that is getting very frequent for us is that many people is taking advantage of that cryptocurrency and buying and selling that kind of cryptocurrency, Bitcoins or many other kind of coins that are available in the market. Just remember that you will have to report that information, and we do have a special place that we have to get that transactions and information in the tax returns for your personal. And please be very careful to get all your reports from that cryptocurrency information before you get to your to the preparation of your tax return. That is sometimes maybe taxable and other times maybe not taxable. That kind of cryptocurrency all depend on many factors that your accountant will know. Now, that's only a couple things for the preparation. Now, let's get what else, what another kind of information you are going to need. Well, first, as I said before, you will need to get your bank account information. You will need to get those kind of checking accounts, savings accounts, and even as I said, credit cards that sometimes some clients believe that they are not important to be reported or to be counted on their systems is very important. Now, if you are just utilizing your personal accounts for your business, well, first I have to tell you that please try to avoid to do it. Don't do it anymore. Separate your business information, your business sales, and your business income. Everything be separated from your personal. I understand that sometimes there is a difficult situation when we have to utilize funds for our business or funds for our personal to support the other side of our life. But what is going to be most important to get a very clear separation that if I need to spend something in my personal and I need to get something from my business, instead of charging my rent to my business, please just get some of your money, deposit in your personal bank account, and pay from your personal bank account, and vice versa. If I just need to pay my rent of the business and I don't have money in my business right now, well, the best practice is to get some of your personal money deposit in your business bank account, and from there you can pay your rent of the business. That is going to be a lot more clarity to your transactions and more less risk for your business. That way you are going to be able to count how much money you are putting in the business, because that is part of your equity in your financial statements. Well, now more information that you are going to need is in that if you are handling an accounting system or an accounting software, just remember that all the transactions need to be recorded in that kind of systems. If there is a spreadsheet or if there is a software, just get everything inside there. Even if there is some cash, even if you pay in cash and you receive money in cash, that should be there. The most important thing is that you have all your information to get a clear reflection of your business. And I understand that many times what some business owners do is that they just get a cash and they just pay the cash, pay with cash, and they forget to register that kind of transactions on their information, on their accounting system. Please try to be very mindful, because it's going to be, you have to get all that information inside there that you can actually have, as I said before, the correct reflection of your business. Now, many businesses are very excited to get in money, and they are always trying to find new ways to how to collect the money, because we know that our clients sometimes they don't always have a credit card to give us a payment. They have many different ways to transfer money to us. Sometimes they are paying us by Cash App, by Venmo, by Seal, by the point of sales, merchant service. They are giving us checks. And just remember that we will have to get all that information together in order for us to have all the income that we are receiving in one place. And all the deductions are going to be the same. If we are paying something in cash, if we are paying something on different kind of venues like Venmo or Cash App, it is sometimes it's not that kind of simple to get everything together. But let's try to choose one of those payments and try to reduce the ways that you are collecting money and making payments. That everything be a little bit more clear for you. If you have your point of sales system, just try to take a look and review that everything was well posted in that system. Get your summary of information, and if you are collecting sales taxes, be ready to analyze that kind of summary, where you can just have the clear information in your report, where they are showing you how much was for sales taxes. And if you have a restaurant or that kind of business when you are collecting tips. Also, just to verify how much was for the actual sale, how much was for the tip, and how much was collected for sales taxes. Now, how your books should be looking to December. Now, I know we already said that everything, just try to get it in one system. Even if you have handling a journal, or you are handling a book where you are getting in one side all your income, in another page all your expenses, at least that you have any kind of system where you can actually get all the information of your business. That can be paper, an Excel form, or any accounting software. Of course, we'd rather to have any accounting software, or at least an Excel form. It is better for you, and it's giving you more easy way to manipulate information and get it together in different ways. And now, what happened with your books? If you are actually getting that kind of information, a little bit more organized, just as I said before, record all your cash. Well, that could be not that kind of difficult, because we know that we are receiving money. We find it. Update your accounts payables. Yes, everything that you have to pay, just verify that actually is correct information that you have in your books, or verify that you don't have incorrect information. Try to reconcile your accounts, reconcile your bank account, how many checks you issue that they are not be charged yet in your bank account, how much money you still have there that is actually in your bank compromised with checks that are not being cashed yet. Yes, just verify that one, that you don't spend more money that you actually are available to spend in your bank. Review your petty cash if you have one. What is that? All the information that you have there. Do you actually have all the receipts of the payments that you were doing? Just see if you have that kind of information. Just try to verify it and get it very clear for you, that you don't miss any kind of money there. And just look for the fixed asset, as I was telling before in the beginning. Did you actually purchase any kind of laptops? Did you purchase a new camera for your business? Did you have a new register in your store? Do you have any more inventory? Did you have any kind of new machine that you have there? Do you have any other tables or equipment that you are getting for your wellness or yoga business that you have to register and to count in your business? All that kind of information is important. Did you get your inventory clear at the end of the year? What happened with all that kind of merchandise that was damaged by the end of the year? We have to clarify it, and we have to get the correct count by the end of the year. If you forget to do it by the December 31st, just try to make a count right now, that you can actually back up all the purchase that you are doing in January, that your inventory be very clear and counted to December 31st, because that's what is going to have to be counted in order for you to get a cost of goods sold if you have any kind of merchandise. Do you have any kind of in your inventory? Is that some other losses that you have for inventory damage, or is actually you are not going to be able to sell it anymore? Is out of fashion? There is no one is going to buy this one. Are you going to give away that kind of inventory? You will have to be careful and count it for the cost of goods sold. Now, organize and review the financial statements if you already have some financial statements. Then sometimes we are seeing some very odd things in the financial statements that we said, well, I say here that I have a loan for $55,000 or for $5, and actually my loan was paid. Half of the loan is already paid. Why do I have still showing in my balance sheet that kind of loan that is still there? Okay, we have to verify and clarify and correct that information in our books. Check your revenue and expenses. Many times I have clients that they are coming to me and they said, actually, I don't even know where do I have that kind of receipts because everything was online. Oh, well, every single time that we are purchasing something, we are leaving traces wherever we go. Just if you are paying with your credit card, your information can be on your credit card. If you are purchasing something in your internet, what was the software? Are you paying with? You purchasing from Amazon? Are you purchasing to a very specific store that you can just track your actual expenses from there and get the receipts that you need to be counted? Actually, are you purchasing material in Home Depot, in Lowe's, in the what they said for the Food Depot? Well, just go to the stores to see if your account is there and they can give you the information by the end of the year, that kind of summaries. Just look on all the ways that we are, as I said, we are always leaving traces and everywhere we do. More that we have so many payments through the internet and in a different way. So if you go into the dollar store, please give those receipts. It's another thing that I find now. They said, oh, it's only a couple dollars. Those a couple dollars, if you don't count it as an expense in your business, you are going to pay some extra money on the profits that you don't supposed to pay. You are just giving away your money. Well, now, this kind of, what are the entity types and the tax forms where you will have to file your taxes? Well, as you can see, yes, there are different kind of forms where taxes are paid to the IRS for the business. Now, what we are seeing here, they are, you have to identify what kind of business you are. Usually, most of the times, when I ask a business owner, well, what is your entity type? And if most of the times they are always telling me I'm a limited liability company. And that's actually pretty good because that limited liability company is giving you a legal situation and protection to the business. But this limited liability company is made to the state level. It's giving you that protection and it's making you look more like a real business because you do have a limited liability company. You can have your LLC, you can have your name or the name of the business with a LLC at the end. That is giving you more regulatory status with the state of Michigan. Now, if you don't have a limited liability company, but you still have your business, you will have to file your information at a federal level with the IRS. And to filing your tax, your actual entity for filing taxes cannot be done as a exclusively only as a limited liability company. Your federal status is the one who is going to make that determination of how you are going to file your tax return. And that can be in one of the first four entities that we are showing here. The limited liability company is just a support from the state to file for your federal taxes. Well, the federal taxes, how you are going to file if you are a sole proprietor and you are going to file in a Schedule C, sole proprietor with no any other kind of situation. You are by yourself, you are the only person who is filing, and you are not making any change at a federal level, and you get your employee identification number, you are going to file in a Schedule C. Sometimes you can just, no, sometimes you can even run your business without an employee identification number, and you are going to file in Schedule C. But it's always recommended that you get an employee identification number with the IRS in order for you to get it added on your personal tax or the business tax. If you have that simple, is the most usual. When you start a business, most of the business owners start filing on a Schedule C, and that's going to be together with your personal tax return form 1040. Then now, what we see in the next one that we see a partnership, this partnership and the S corporation, the next two partnerships and S corporations form 1065 and form 1120S are the forms that are going to be filed for federal tax return. And those two forms are actually going to be an information return for the IRS. Usually, you don't have to file and to pay taxes on these partnership and S corporations. What is going to happen that is going to create some forms K1s that are going to be transferred to your personal income tax and are going to be part of your form 1040, that is the personal income tax return. Now, if you have a C corporation, it's going to be in the form 1120, and it's going to be by itself. And if you have profits, you will have to pay taxes from your C corporation. Just remember that you have to pay taxes only for the profits of the business. And here I'm just showing you these forms, and let's go to the next. Now, what kind of taxes beside the annual income tax filing we have to file? Well, we do have this one, the annual income tax return for a small business or for our personal taxes. Beside, as a business owners, if we have a Schedule C, or we are filing as a partners who are actually working on the business, we are going to transfer that information to our personal income tax return, and we are going to have to pay self-employed taxes. And because we are going to have to pay self-employed taxes in our personal information, in our personal income tax, we actually, it's a good practice to send some estimated taxes to the IRS if we are going to owe some money at the end of the year. Well, that's something extra. Then now, if you do have employees, if you actually are handling any payroll in your company, then it's going to be the information and the payment of these employee payroll taxes be done by the payroll company that you hire. or if you are handling that kind of payroll taxes and then that kind of payments on a specific software, the software is going to be doing that for you. I always recommend to everyone that if you have a software, just choose the one who is going to pay everything, to do everything for you. Don't try to save a little bit of money and tell them, no, I'm just going to submit this kind of money to the IRS or to the state or to the Social Security and just make the calculations. I will do the rest. Unfortunately, I see that is very difficult to handle for business owners. And then my recommendation is that please choose the software that is going to do everything for you and is going to provide the forms at the end of the payments and making all the process. Now, if you are going to have any kind of company who needs to pay state income tax, that's going to be for you. But as a personal income for the regular Schedule C, from your business, from your partnership coming for your K1 to your 1040, and for that S corporation that you may have a W-2 and a little bit of dividends, you may have to pay state taxes, state income taxes. Just be conscious that that's going to happen. If you have any products, if you are selling products, you have to recollect sales taxes and local taxes. Many times, some entities and some areas, you will have to pay local taxes, and that is beside that all kind of legalities that you will have to cover with if you have an actual business, brick and mortar location in any kind of city, that you will have to pay any kind of fees, different kind of fees, and property taxes and permits from the locality where you are working in. Well, also for your LLC, you will have to pay every single year the renewal of your LLC at the beginning of the year in February. Now, what are the due dates? These are the due dates that we have for the year. In January 15 is already passed, and that was the payment of the fourth quarter for estimated payments. And these are very detailed information. It's not everything here, but I just tried to get some special dates. Now, for January 31st, today, if you have contract labor people that was working for you, the Form 1099 non-employment compensation needs to be sent to the IRS. Now, also, if you have a payroll system per company, the W-2, if you don't have it yet, that have to be issued already by the payroll companies. That's one of the due dates that we know, and this is why after January 31st, the tax sites and tax places are starting to get a little bit more interest situations with clients. And then we understand that, and we have to wait until our clients and yourself have everything together that you receive it by those due dates. Now, what is the due date for the partnerships and for S corporations? March 15 is the due date for the business returns of partnerships and S corporations. The due date for corporations, regular corporations, and small business filing on their Schedule C is going to be April 15. That is together with our regular income tax return. And just remember that those are the dates. And we do have different kind of estimated payments done for the rest of the year. Every quarter, every 3 months, we have an estimated payment. You are going to have to pay those taxes for your personal income taxes, for your business taxes every quarter. Why do we have to pay estimated taxes? Because sometimes when we are done at the end of the year and we don't have any kind of understanding with our business, we see that we may have some losses or we may have some kind of profits that may be more, that are going to generate more than $1,000 in taxes for ourselves and for our business. Well, sometimes it's very difficult for a business owner to find at the end of the year that they have to pay about $5,000 to $6,000 of income taxes because they have a good profit. But trying to avoid that kind of situation when you will have to get out of your business another $5,000, $6,000. This is why it's always recommended you have a good system where you can just be counting very well every quarter the business income and expenses, that you can have some kind of estimation estimated about how much is going to be a possible tax at the end of the year. And then you pay a little bit of that kind of money, that maybe those $6,000 that you will have to pay at the end of the year, you can just pay it every quarter, $1,500 every 3 months. And that way you will be done by January 15. And if there is something left, well, you are going to get some money back in your refund. If there is something more that we can pay, and then we don't have to that kind of big bill in our pocket, in the business pocket, by January, actually by April 15. Now, please file your information on employee returns, if possible, by the due date, that is today. And what are those kind of informational returns? Is the information of the W-2s, how much was paid to your employees at the end for the whole year, how much was paid for non-employment compensation, and this 1099 information, and some kind of 1099 miscellaneous, that if they are different situations, they can be reported in a different time of the year. But now if there is for a contract labor, just has to be reported by today. Please complete, every time that you are going to pay someone as a contract, try to get a form W-9. That way, by the end of the year, you are going to have the elements that you are going to need to, in order for you to report these forms 1099 non-employment compensations for the next year. What is going to have in the W-9? The name of the person or the business that you are going to pay, the address of that one, and what is the Social Security or employee identification number, where it's going to be accredited the amount of money that you were paying them during the year. It's going to be the summary. It's going to help us to get that information together in order to issue that 1099 non-employment compensation or miscellaneous. Well, now I know that it's kind of exhausting, all your income, all that kind of expenses. You know, if there is possible for you, just try to compile all your information, all your numbers together in one pre-tax organizer. There are many accounting firms and tax sites, when they are offering to you and they are asking you to please complete a pre-tax organizer. That can be for a self-employed, that can be for your partnership or for your S corporation. All those kind of numbers, this organizer is going to have the income, the actual contract labor, that how much was the expenses that are going to be categorized in different ways, as maybe how much did you pay for advertisement, how much did you pay for your contract labor, how much was for the rent, and many other kind of expenses available for the business. And there are a couple extra questions about maybe you are using your vehicle. How many miles were you driving? How many miles of those driving are from your business? How many are for your commuting to your actual different job? And how many of those were personal? And that is going to help to actually have a better picture of your business information. Yes, now payroll taxes, well, we already talked about that. If you are hiring a payroll company, there are different forms that are going to be filed for them. And at the end, there is always one who is for reconciliation. That is the 944. Now, something that has been interesting for me is that I'm finding out that some clients, when they are having payroll, they don't have much information of these forms, and could be a good idea for you to request to your payroll company to show you this kind of forms, that you have a copy just in case that something happened with that payroll company and they suddenly disappear, that you can have that kind of forms together with your business information. That form 941, quarterly payments, and the form 944, annual federal tax return, are good for you to have it as a business owner. Why? It is, we are having some experience that unfortunate, and some payroll companies are coming and suddenly they disappear, and the business owner don't have any copy, and we find out later on that actually many of that the employee was receiving the money, but that kind of withholdings for federal and for state and sometimes city were not delivered to the actual authorities, to the federal, to the Social Security, to the Medicare, or sometimes to the state of Michigan and city of Detroit. And this is why you just want to verify that you are hiring that kind of company who is actually submitting all that money to the respective entity. And you are, if that do not happen and something is missing, you are still responsible. Even if you provide the money, if they don't get the money to that correct place, you still have to pay it anyway, as maybe as a double dip for you. Unfortunate that happen sometimes. Now, payments that has to be included are going to be included in this 1099s, are going to be everything that is not deposit of getting in that reportable in that 1099s, that checks, the credit cards, and all these kind of things. Something that is getting very interesting is how the IRS is getting a little bit more interested on getting the little payments that we are just sending by our applications, by the apps, the Cash App, the all kind of seals, and different kind of applications that we have, Venmo. And if we are going to be receiving payments for our services, and those are going to have to be reported for those entities. What is important in your part right now is it is what's moved to be for 2024, instead of effective 2023, they move it to 2024. We are still in a pilot situation that we are not required to send these forms, 1099s case, or receive this one from this kind of Venmo, Cash Apps, and different kind of other ways that they are not particularly regular place to collect money for business. Now, as I getting here, this writing is that just be sure to ask all those friends, family members to designate a payment as no business. Because it's a possibility that if we don't have that kind of writing in that kind of designation, we are going to receive some forms 1099-K as if those were for income, and we will have to report it in our income tax return. There is a special way for us to fix it as a tax preparers, but it's better if you don't receive that form incorrectly since the beginning. Now, sales taxes, as I said before, you have to, the sales taxes is only that we are holding, if we have to hold that kind of money to request our clients to pay for sales taxes. Remember that that money, we are just collecting that money for the state of Michigan. Those sales taxes are not our money. That means that we shouldn't spend those sales taxes. Just try to get that sales tax 6% that we are collecting here in Michigan in if there is possible in a separate account, and just to pay to remit that kind of money in the correct time. If you have to pay your sales taxes with a state every month, just do it on time. If you have to do it every quarterly, just do it on time. Those are due the 20 of the, if there is monthly, the 20 of the next month that has to be paid. If I have my taxes for sales taxes every month and I have the January, I will have to pay it by February 20. Sales taxes from February, they will have to be paid on March 20. That's the due date. And we always have to submit a payment. I recommend it to do it at 19 because they are never accepting the same day payment if we do it in the 20. They always mark that one as if that was paid the next day. Now, we have an annual summary return that is for the sales taxes. It's when we are just going to get all the annual information together and make the report. Many times if you are paying on time, you don't even have to pay. It's only a summary report for the whole year. And we can add some adjustments to that one if those are needed. And those annual tax returns are due by February 28 for every year. Now, I would like to say, do we have to pay estimated taxes? Well, yes. We do have to pay estimated taxes if we are expecting to owe more of $1,000 in our overall information in a personal income tax return, getting together our business, our personal, everything together for more than $1,000. Yes, we will have to do it. We may have, if we are over $1,000, we may have a penalty and interest applied to our tax return. If we don't owe anything the previous year, that may not be that kind of big deal because we don't know that we will have to pay those $1,000. But if there is every single year, constantly, we owe more than $1,000, well, the IRS is going to say, yes, you are going to pay me penalties and interest if you owe more than $1,000 because you already know that you are going to owe a little bit more than 1,000. And then they are not going to be that kind of flexible with us. For corporations, if they expect to owe more than 500, and then it is going to be the same situation. They will pay some kind of penalties and interest because we didn't submit the amount before the due date, that is April 15th. Now, if you believe that you are going to owe something, there is an easy way. Just go to get the forms 1040 estimated and just make a payment online. There is, actually, it's very simple. I really liked that kind of payment. You just go there and just get your information. And sometimes you may need your previous year tax return just to verify the information that you are the correct person and the amount is going to be applied to your account, to your exact account. Well, as you can see here, there are many ways for you to get this kind of information. And what are we going to do? Now that we are finally getting to this, we have all that information. We know what kind of taxes we have to pay. We know that kind of forms we are going to utilize for our business. And we are going to try to see what else can I do to save a little bit of money on the payment of my tax returns. All of these are applying to by December 31. And many of those things can be done before December. But right now, we know that is some of these things we did from the year. Those are going to help us to reduce a little bit what we do have of tax liability. Now, what we have to consider? Sometimes they said, well, if you are a sole proprietor, you may start to think that if you are having a lot of profits for your business and they are giving you a high self-employed tax for the profit of your business, you may consider to move to an S corporation if that's possible, because as an S corporation, you are going to be able to receive a W-2 from your business. And now you may be in a very better position getting a W-2 and getting that kind of self-employed taxes in your personal, getting taking care from that business that is your S corporation. Something that you have to understand is that the Schedule C business owners or sole proprietors, they cannot issue to themselves any W-2, neither the partners of a company. The only one who is going to be able to issue a W-2 is when you change your entity to one of those ones, to the S corporation. Now, another one is just to defer or accelerate income, accounts receivables, accounts payable. Those are another kind of situations that they can help you if you are working in an accurate accounting system. Well, now there are many other kind of credits that can be helping you to reduce the tax liability, that they are solar. If you are installing solar panels in your business, you have the electric vehicle credit, if you get that kind of vehicle in your business, research and development credit, the employee retention credits, and another kind of credits for disabilities, that corrections and improvements that you are making in your location. Now, that if you purchase equipment, just remember that right now we are a little bit out of time because it's after December the 31st, but you can utilize it for the 2024. If you are going to get some equipment, you have to purchase in the 2024 and just get it in service before the end of the year, that you can take advantage of that kind of deduction. And your inventory can be different, another kind of strategy to get it. Please count your inventory for losses and obsolescence for more deduction. This is why if you forget to do it by the December 31st, now just try to verify it and go back with the purchase of this year and try to count it by December 31st. Now, the health insurance on benefits, those are benefits for your employees. Health savings accounts and flexible savings accounts that you can create for the business. Some donations are going to be very good. They are going to support or to help another organization that may be deductible for your business. But just remember that donations are no deductible in pass-through entities. What are those pass-through entities? Those are the self-employees or sole proprietors and the partnerships. So the donations are going to, if you make any kind of donation, that's going to be counted as your personal, in your personal side for your income tax return. It's not going to be deducted for your business. Minimizing the individual income tax after December 31st. Well, there is another way that if you still have some money there for your business, you can just create, from your personal, you can just create an IRA contribution. There is up to $65,000 in a traditional IRA. Just something that is good to remember is that you only can create an IRA contribution up to the amount of money that you actually earn for that year. Just what does it mean? That if you only have any kind of income of $5,000, you cannot create an IRA contribution of $6,500. The most that you can get that kind of IRA contribution is going to be up to the $5,000 that you earn for that year. And just to have a deduction in your personal income tax, actually that has to be a traditional IRA. There are different kinds of IRAs, and they are Roth and IRA, regular traditional. And the one who can be deductible, that may be deductible for your personal income tax, is that traditional. The Roth IRA is not going to be deductible in your tax return. What happens is that Roth IRA, when you make the retirements, when you finally retire and get money out of there, is going to be tax-free. But the traditional IRA, when you are actually retired and start to get money out of your traditional IRA, is going to be taxable for that time when you make the retirements of the money. Now, another way that is the contribution as a self-employed. If you have a huge amount of profits for your business, you have up to 25% of your net earnings for your self-employed. There are many service providers that they are having really good amount of profits on their business, and they are taking advantage of this special SEP contribution, and they are creating that kind of accounts to get it by the retirement time. Yes, just take advantage of that information if you have the money to get it in there. And you have time until April 15, 2024 to make this kind of contributions to your IRA or to the SEP for business self-employed. Well, what happens if you actually cannot get all your documents? We still have a lot of time that you can file on time. What happens if you cannot file on time? Well, please, please, please do an extension. File an extension. This extension is not actually going to, if you have to pay, doesn't mean that you are not going to have interest to pay or penalties for no paying on time. They are two different kind of situations. One of the penalties, you can have penalties because you don't file on time, and penalties because you don't pay on time. When you file on time, even if you don't have money to pay at the moment, you are avoiding a 25% penalty of the amount to pay because you don't pay on time. Just file an extension and you are going to avoid that kind of filing extension, that kind of non-filing on time penalty. But you still, if you don't pay, you are going to still have to pay that up to 25%, all dependent when you are going to submit the payment of the taxes. And here is the information that I need to say more about that. Filing extensions. Now, almost to get it to the end. Corporate Transparency Act is now a new situation. There is a new mandatory reporting information that we have for business. All those ones who have an LLC or who have DBA, an employee, an EIN, they will have to get this kind of new reporting beneficial ownership information with the government. What happened that it looks like there has been many situations of frauds and transfer of money through international and through many organizations that they were not tracked, that they were creating sometimes some kind of business that are handling that one. And then because someone is doing something wrong now, we all will have to report this information. And it's a better track for everyone, for the government to find out if we are just transferring money from outside of the country or sometimes between organizations and companies inside here. There are different guides that I'm showing here that you can just take a look. And there are some exempt organizations, the ones who are more regulated, don't have to file this information. That can be banks or federal entities, and that they don't have to file. But we as a business owners, we will have to do this kind of reporting. It's called a beneficial ownership information, and they are going to have many details that we will have to file. There is not that kind of simple. We can do it, yes, we can do it, but it's not that kind of simple. We are going to have to require and to get a little bit more of readings and information together in order for us to comply with this. Everyone who was open a business before January 2024, they have the whole year of 2024 to submit this kind of reporting. If you are going to open a business or you already open a business from January 1st, 2024 to now, or for the whole year, they will have about 90 days to make the reporting of this form and submit their information. Any other change that is happening in your business, you will have to be updating this particular portal with your information for the government to know who is the new owner, who is the person in charge of the business, and a little bit more things. But this is very extensive information that we don't have time right now for that. But that is something to comply. Well, point to remember. Just remember, learn your business taxes, liabilities for every single one of those situations. Just try to know when to file, what to file, and how much you will have to file or to pay. Set money aside, please. As I said before, just get your for sales taxes in the correct place. If you know that you are going to have any personal business income taxes to pay, just try to get those 15% aside that you know that you will have to do. Avoid commingling. Again, super important. And well, I have an accounting system in place. You can get a Wave system. You can have QuickBooks systems. You can have a Peachtree system, Xerox, or many other more systems, or your Excel forms where you can just get all your information together. Even some banks, they have a very good system where you can start to classify it in the bank, in the business bank account, all your transactions by categories. Okay, get qualified advice. Yes, remember, it's very high the cost when you don't pay taxes. And well, just get some advice if you need it. And thank you so much for your participation, for staying with us to the end. And well, here is some information about our agency. We are offering tax preparation. We are offering different kind of support with accounting softwares. We are going to be offering a Excelling series where we are going to get our a couple trainings for Wave and cohort style for the presentations, and then one-on-one reviews of your accounting software for Wave and for QuickBooks. Well, this is everything for today. So for today, and thank you for staying with me to the end. And well, my pleasure.
Thank you so much, Maria. I was just looking and I see that we have at least one question that has popped up. She is asking, Matilda Ruiz is asking, what is the appropriate something for an LLC and what would be the due date? Maria, or I'm sorry, Matilda, do you, I'm going to make it so you're allowed to talk if you want to. Do you want to clarify that question?
Hi, yes. Sorry, a typo. What's the appropriate form to file for an LLC and what would be the due date? Even if there's a loss.
You're muted, Maria.
I'm sorry. Yes. Matilda, do you already have an LLC? Do you have to renew your LLC? Is that what you need?
No, so I have never filed taxes for my LLC. I started my LLC about 6 years ago, but I had never done business or expenses or anything. And it just started being active this year as a business.
You restate your LLC with the state of Michigan.
Yes.
Okay. You already paid that $25 for everything.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. You can do it anytime. I don't know what is the correct filing for that one. Did you ever apply for an employee identification number, Matilda?
Yes.
Okay, just go and look in your employee identification number. This is going to be the SS4 form, the one that you received from the IRS.
Okay.
And in that form is going to tell you if you will have to file in something different than a regular Schedule C.
Okay,
If they said nothing, and then you actually will have to file your taxes as a sole proprietor and a Schedule C.
okay,
And that's going to be part of your 1040. If you already registered in your employee identification number and there is a partnership or something else was done, you will see in that form that is going to tell you about the middle of the form. They are going to tell you will have to file 1065 for partnership, or it's going to tell you will have to file an 1120S for your
okay,
business. Mhm.
okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, before we wrap up, are there any other questions that anybody would like to ask? Okay.
I believe that is a lot of information that is taking everyone to try to process everything that was said today. And I understand that. I try to be very clear on everything on my presentation to try to, well, sometimes there are not many questions, but clients are still processing everything that was said. And they say, well,
I know that that's true for me. It takes a bit of time to process it. So if any of you have questions going forward, please feel free to reach out to Maria. She put her contact information up there before. You can reach out to me. You should have all received an email from me with my contact information. I can put you in contact with one of the Oakland Thrive business forward consultants, and they can help you. And then I just want to real quickly note that Oakland Thrive is hosting additional trainings for various things coming up on the 6th of February. We have Legal Entity Formation 101. So if you're not sure what your business should be formed up as, so some of you might have a LLC, but you should be an S Corp or different things like that. So that training is coming up on the 6th. It is an in-person training. We also have an in-person training that's a business plan boot camp on the 8th. That one will be in Southfield, and again, in person. We have one that's called Aligning Personal Finances with Your Business Goals on the 15th of February, and some social media and other marketing trainings that are coming up throughout the end of the month. We also have another small business tax prep. I think Maria is going to be doing that one as well in person on the 27th of February at the Oakland Thrive offices in Pontiac. So you have some more opportunities for some trainings and different things that can either come through Oakland Thrive or by going to the Accounting Aid Society directly. We hope that you can join us for some of those, and be sure to check out our website, oaklandthrive.org. All of those trainings and registration links are on the website, so you can feel free to sign up for those. They are all free of charge.
in something else, if you allow me, Emily, before
Sure.
we go, we are going to offer a virtual presentation next month about what is bookkeeping and a little bit more understanding. Yes, about what is tracking of information, bookkeeping and record keeping. And I really appreciate that you are having us here. I'm just going to send you the flyer in case that someone wants to take advantage of that one. For next,
Great.
it's free afternoon virtual presentation from 6 to 7 on Wednesday.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you so much, Maria, and thank you everybody for joining us. We look forward to joining us at future trainings, and you all have a good afternoon. Bye.